President Biden keeping up with a habit of avoiding reporters' questions on matters both foreign and domestic. Here's what he did after making remarks on what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Watch.
And for freedom, where it is at risk today, will surely pay a steeper price tomorrow. Thank you. I'll keep you informed.
Mr. President, whether or not they are de-escalating Ukraine as a precursor to a Russian invasion.
Fox News contributor Joe Concha joins us. Joe, putting aside the fact that he took 0.0 questions on anything, let's focus on the topic of the press conference to begin with. This is a very rare event for Joe Biden to do, i.e. a press conference. What do you make of his priorities when he uses one of these opportunities to talk about Ukraine and not the daily struggle that each and every one of us is undergoing in the U.S. when it comes to crime, when it comes to inflation and the like?
Well, I love two things here. A, you've already worked in an Animal House reference with the 0.0 thing, so thank you, Dean Wormer. Appreciate that. I also like the fact that Joe Biden said, I'll keep you informed. Okay, the way you keep people informed is by taking questions that you answer and not just reading off a teleprompter for 11 minutes in this situation. So I love the excuse that I see, by the way, from some people on the left online defending Mr. Biden on not taking any questions, because they say, hey, he did a long press conference in January. Yeah, things change on a day-to-day basis, and the president should be held accountable on a day-to-day basis. And when he makes remarks like this, he should at least take questions from a few reporters before bolting the stage like he's Cooper Kupp. All right. Then I can virtually guarantee you that during the State of the Union, thank you, Todd, in 2 weeks, he will not even broach how to fix the U.S. southern border or fixing bail laws or even addressing the fentanyl crisis that has killed more than 100,000 people in this country last year. It's the leading cause of death for those between 18 and 49. All foreign topics, and I doubt they're going to be approaching the State of the Union, and certainly there's not going to be a press conference between now and then.
I will certainly take that bet, Joe. Meanwhile, totally unforced error by Mayor Eric Adams, who is mad at the press coverage he's receiving over crime, and then just totally played the race card. Watch this.
I'm a black man, that's the mayor. But my story has been interpreted by people that don't look like me. How many blacks are in the editorial boards? How many blacks are determining how these stories are being written? Everybody talks about my government being diversified. What's the diversification in the newsrooms?
So I guess the question is, do you need to be the same race as a politician to cover them fairly?
Yeah, to read their story, right? Apparently, again, we're looking at everything through a prism of color, and Eric Adams is just so disappointing because when he first came in, there's high hopes for him, and now we're already seeing comments that remind me of one Lori Lightfoot. You remember her when she said she would only give interviews to those working in journalism in Chicago that are journalists of color. And that's quite the insult to the Asian journalists out there, the Hispanic journalists out there, and yes, the white journalists out there. Maybe we take questions from all journalists. Have we thought about that? So that's what we're seeing here at this point. Mayor Adams, again, you got to quote Martin Luther King Jr. here, judge somebody by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. But he's playing this game that we see far too often on CNN and MSNBC, and it's disappointing, just to repeat that again.
Yeah.
And to reiterate, the coverage that he's received from every media outlet has been pretty darn good. He should be pretty happy, but he's clearly not. Let's get to this. MSNBC's Chris Hayes getting mocked after he falsely claimed that Donald Trump received illegal donations from the United Arab Emirates when it was, in fact, the Clinton campaign that received them. Joe, is this story from Durham really getting back under all these guys' skin, making them unable to focus and making unforced errors?
It's remarkable that whenever Donald Trump makes a big claim, that it gets rejected outright as an absolute conspiracy theory, right? We're all old enough to remember when Trump and Tom Cotton said that COVID could have come from a lab in Wuhan, and that was dismissed as, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, and it was even squashed online if you even shared stories about it. I'm old enough to remember Hunter Biden, and we were told that the contents of his laptop were misinformation. Turns out they were not, and now we're seeing it here with the Durham probe from people like Chris Hayes and many others in journalism saying that, no, there is no story here whatsoever. But but let's play a game of can you imagine, right? Let's say a prosecutor with credibility so high that he is respected on both sides of the aisle found that Donald Trump's campaign had spied on his Democratic opponent, both as a candidate and a sitting president. You really think the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, all the major broadcast news networks would dismiss that story? No.
No, they would be wall to wall. There would be no commercials on those other channels. They would have so much to say.
That's good.
Joe Concha had a lot to say today. We appreciate it. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.